Hello everyone, Brendan Fatland. I'm a part of the children's ministry team, and today I was asked to talk about recruitment and my past experiences with recruitment and what we're going to be um, starting to do inside of HomeTown Kids Online or HomeTown Kids. So my experience was I was a children's director up in Cambridge, Minnesota, and we had a bunch of different ministries. We had a Sunday ministry where we had two services. We had a Wednesday night. We had kids dropped off straight from the school right to our church, and then we would have them from like 2:30, 3 o'clock all the way up until 7 to 9, depending on when the parents came. And so we had to have people, there the whole time. And then we had a Friday night outreach event called Friday Fun Night where we did Nerf guns and a bunch of different fun stuff. So to cover these four events, you need a lot of volunteers. I mean, it was just me. So approximately, and this is a guess, I needed 200 to 250 volunteers to fulfill this every month. And the big one was our Logos. Logos had, like I said, right after school, we needed to have people around to watch the kids, definitely enough hands, so that way, you have the healthy kid ratios and all of that. And so, to accomplish that, recruitment was probably the largest part of my job. I would say recruitment and training. And I was having to call every single family. So this is what my pastor, Andy, told me at the time. He said, Brendan, I would love for you to chat with every single family and ask them specific questions like, how can you be involved in this ministry? What is your gift? And how can that bless other people? And so I did. I met with every single parent in our church with kids. And I said, how can you bring your gifts to this ministry? We really need you. We can't run it without you. And we had a bunch of people. Like there's this guy that was he would say he's not a people person, and he's definitely not a kid person. He was gruff and manly and awesome. I loved him, and I was like, man, but you're so funny, and you got and you're just amazing. And he's like, yeah, but I just don't like kids or kids stuff. And I was like, okay, well, is there anything that you really enjoy doing? He's like, yeah, man, I love fishing. I love fishing. Fishing's my favorite. It's like, okay, man, well, why don't you lead a class of other like-minded, gruff kids? Okay, just people that meet that kind of fit into your personality, or just were really interested about fishing, and teach them how to cast a fishing pole. And so he did. He was out on the side of the lawn, and he would take his fishing pole and cast out there, and he would teach the kids how to line up a fishing pole, how to set a hook, how to cast it. And they just had fun. And they just, so outside every day after, every Wednesday after school, they would drop the bus off, the kids would go meet with them, and they would just have a great time. And then that would be for about an hour. And so, and here's another story. There was a lady that was very timid. She said, Brendan, I'm so glad that you are helping our ministry, but I just don't think kids would want to spend time with me. I don't think I have what it takes. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to use a person's name. Okay, let's say person. Okay, person. What is your gift? What do you enjoy doing? She's like, oh, I love sewing and knitting and reading books. And I like sitting around in a quiet place with some hot tea or coffee in my hand. I was like, okay, that sounds amazing. I like doing those things too. But you know what? I think you're underestimating what the kids like too. I think you would do great at leading a group of quiet kids that just after school they've been around all these stimulating things all day long, and their batteries are burnt out. They just want to relax and just sit back and maybe not talk or talk quietly in a room. And so what she did is I got her for our Logos program to do a knitting program. So they'd sit there and they knit and they'd talk about their day and they would joke around. And I would check in with this lady all the time and say, how's it going? How's it going? And every single week, the first week, she's like, it was good. They were quiet. And by the third week, she's like, man, we're going deep. We're talking about all these awesome things. It's very not intimidating. And I think that's the real ticket for this, is that we need to put moms and dads, parents, people that want to serve in places where they're comfortable. And if you feel a certain way, if you have a certain personality trait, the chances are that kids have that too. There's other people in the world that are just like you that need and just thrive maybe in the opposite of introvertedness, right? They just don't want to be around people. There's kids like that too, and they just need people. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask you right now, if you're a parent, if you're watching this and you're part of HomeTown Online, HomeTown Church, I'd like to ask you to join and volunteer with us in a small way. Doesn't have to be a big thing, but just do one thing. Be a part of our program. If you have a chance and you're thinking about it and God's stirring your heart, this is an awesome way to connect. And honestly, we need you. This is absolute truth. A ministry can't run with any, what a pastor's job or a person and that's overseer, a ministry director, what our job would be is to say, we need you. And how can you be a part of this? And how can we make it even better with your help? And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm asking, can you please use your giftings and your skill set to join us, to partner with us, to grow with us, to plan for our future so that we can have a thriving and excellent children's ministry. The fact is, after COVID, things are, churches are having to revamp and kind of start afresh because, COVID, we did a lot of social distancing. We're not in the normal routine swing of things. And so there's reasons for this. And so we're trying to start up strong. And we need a strong group of volunteers, like I said, even micro roles. So I feel like I'm getting a long-winded here, but I just want to really cast a strong vision of why this is so important and why recruitment is easy if everyone participates and how it can be a very small burden. And another thing for some of the volunteers that are like, well, this is another really big thing I heard all the time is, well, Brendan, what if I get sick? I got like 6 kids and it seems like every other week, one of them catches COVID. I'm joking. One of them catches a cold and then the next one catches it. And then, then I'm sick and I have to take off work. Sundays are hard. What if I get sick? What if my car breaks down? What if I can't make it? I would feel awful to have to call you the morning of because my car won't start, or we got like 6 feet of snow and no one's plowed us out yet. Whatever excuse or reason for it, we have an answer to that. So while we're doing this, we're strategically planning to have a reservoir pool of people that are there every Sunday. So that way we'll have an extra person to step in that's fully trained, with background check, all that stuff, that knows exactly the game plan. So that way, if we have a few emergency things, we have a plethora, an enormous reservoir of people that can easily just step in and say, yeah, I would happily join in and solve this pain point right now. So I've went 8 minutes, and I think I went longer than I needed to. Deacon Ailes is right out front. Go talk to him. If you say Naomi Anderson, talk to her. Myrna Berglund, talk to her. If you see Jenny or myself, you guys are welcome to contact us. I think we're still doing remote stuff. We have our parents with us for the rest of the summer. Connect with us. We would love to serve alongside of you. Join us, please. Okay, thanks everyone for listening again. Brendan Fatland, thank you. Bye.